another important jurisdiction would be Australia. The position of India and Australia is quite similar, and it would be nothing wrong to say that the Indian Constitution is having almost a parallel provision which is there in the Constitution of USA. So section 92 of the Australian Constitution has an express declaration of freedom of trade, commerce and intercourse, but that declaration is having a kind of confinement to the interstate aspect of the freedom. Now section 92 says like this, that on imposition of uniform duties of customs, trade, commerce and intercourse among the states, whether by means of internal carriage or ocean navigation, shall be absolutely free. So this freedom, which is guaranteed to the for the purpose of interstate trade, is first of all not related to one particular aspect of trade. It involves the different operations which are involved in carrying out of trade. For example, the production of the commodities, the transportation of the commodities from one place to another, the delivering of those commodities, all of those things are included in that. There was a case, MacArthur versus Queensland, which was decided in 1920, and in that case this scope of section 92 was explained. The scope of section 92 was explained in this case, MacArthur versus Queensland 1920, in which it was interpreted that this freedom of interstate trade is regulating all the stages. It is related to all the stages, including the production, transportation and delivery of the commodities. Now the second important thing is about the limitation upon the state legislature, as well as the limitation upon the Commonwealth Parliament, the federal parliament in Australia. So all the legislative powers of the Commonwealth under the different denominations of section 51 are subject to section 92. Now the freedom which is guaranteed by this section is like this, which is it is explained in this manner, that a freedom from restrictions and burdens operating against the transference from one state to another, and whatever point the burden of restriction is imposed, it may be before or after the actual movement from one state to another, it may be in the state in which the trade originates or in that where it terminates. It may be a prior restraint or a subsequent restraint. So the freedom from restrictions, the freedom from burdens, covers within its sweep the freedoms which are attracted at the different stages, and these stages are explained in this manner. Now the next point is whether a statute contravenes section 92 is to be ascertained from what is enacted and the legal effect of the law itself, and not from its ulterior effect socially or economically. So this is derived in a case, Commonwealth of Australia versus Bank of New South Wales 1949, and in that decision the clarification was done that the ascertainment of the contravention shall be from the angle of the legal effect and from the angle of the law itself. Then the next thing is about the freedom which is guaranteed by section 92. It extends to goods also, it extends to individuals engaged in interstate trade, it extends to the individuals who are engaged in interstate commerce and intercourse. The freedom guaranteed by Section 92 may be impaired if the impugned enactment prohibits or burdens the interstate commerce, even though it may apply alike to interstate and intrastate commerce, or the volume of trade flowing from state to state remains the same even after the operation of the impugned enactment. The another thing is with regard to the validation of any levy. So if the legislature seeks to validate any levy made under a law which offends against Section 92, the Validating Act itself will be hit by Section 92. This was held in Commissioner for Transport versus Antel 1956. So in this manner there are various judicial pronouncements which are explaining the scope and the ambit of Section 92. Another thing which is clarified is that the freedom under Section 92 is guaranteed against both the legislative interference and the executive interference. So in this manner, this power of or this kind of constitutional mandate to prevent the legislature or executive to interfere with the freedom of trade is about the very important aspect of balancing between the federal interest and the interest of the individual states. Now, the power is not merely regulatory in nature, which directly and immediately interferes with the freedom, and if it is offending Article 92, it is void. Okay, it is not necessary that it should be directly interfering. Even if it is offending some of the limb, it would be void. Now, freedom of trade or intercourse does not include the freedom of choice, the freedom of means. This is also one interpretation, and although the words which are used under Section 92 are absolutely free, it is the last line which is provided that the freedom of trade and commerce shall be absolutely free. But what is the meaning of absolute is also a very important aspect. So we shall look at